Please subscribe to keep us alive.
In a lawsuit filed against Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority, the industry workers' union Electrica de Riego asserts the new contract will deprive more than 10,162 people of their pension benefits. Also, 5,542 active participants who are current PREPA's employees will be deprived of their future benefits because the pension system will not survive additional strain. The lawsuit contends the union pension will likely become insolvent in the next couple of years. This amounts to 15,704 retirees affected. The Puerto Rico Department of Health reported, this Saturday, 73 new confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 and an additional death as a result of the virus. The death was that of a man from the Fajardo region, whose death was registered yesterday. Sources indicated, the U.S. congressional leadership is considering a proposal seeking to grant Puerto Rico about $3 billion annually, almost the current funding for up to 5 years, instead of granting the island equality in Medicaid funding. The United States congressional leadership discussed alternatives that could provide funding for the program that finances Puerto Rico's government health plan and avoid a fiscal cliff. Fiscal cliff refers to the combined effect of several previously enacted laws, increasing taxes and decreasing spending. In 2019, of Puerto Rico's 3.2 million people, 43.1% of the total population and 57% of children lived in poverty. For comparison, the U.S. national poverty rate was drastically lower at 13.1%. The Kennedy Dining Room is a nonprofit entity, attached to the Department of State of Puerto Rico and aimed at eradicating food insecurity in our community. With 12 years of service, this space today serves 5,000 people each week. To donate, go to PayPal. Ivan Clemente at Kennedy Kids PR. Ivan Clemente at Kennedy Kids PR, or visit elcomedordelaKennedy.com. That's https://elcomedordelaKennedy.com.
Please subscribe and keep us alive. Please subscribe to help us survive.
In news around the world. Nearly a century after it was first erected, and almost 4 years after it prompted a deadly weekend of violence, the statue of Robert E. Lee sitting on horseback in downtown Charlottesville was hoisted into the air Saturday and carted away on a truck. Rescue workers discover a black cat that survived the Miami condominium building collapse and implosion. Binx the cat, a feline survivor of the Florida condo disaster, was reunited with his family. Hundreds of Haitians gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince pleading for a way out of the country. Women carried babies and young men waved passports and ID cards as they cried out, "Refuge!" and "Help!" In the aftermath of the assassination of President Jovenel Moise, Haiti has fallen deeper into gang violence and political unrest. Americans are advised to shelter in place in the U.S. Embassy. Ask Haitians to stay away from the U.S. Embassy. As the U.S. pulls out of Afghanistan, questions persist around the failure of the military courts to bring any of the detainees to trial. Guantanamo Prison in Cuba, the prison that once held 800, now has only 40 inmates. These questions include, how has the U.S. government justified holding them without charging them with any crimes? Did Saudi Arabia provide financial support for the hijackers? How did a third tower, known as Tower 7, implode, when no airplane hit it? What connection did the 5 detained Israeli Mossad agents have to the event? Why has there never been any photos or video of an airplane hitting the Pentagon?
Please subscribe to help us survive. Please subscribe to help us survive.
Illinois State women's basketball student-athlete Jada Stinson has been selected to Puerto Rico's roster and will compete in the upcoming 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games, as announced by the Puerto Rico Basketball Federation on Wednesday evening. Puerto Rico has produced some of the greatest baseball players of all time, including St. Louis Cardinals, Javier El Mago Baez, Chicago Cubs, Javier Baez, New York Mets, Francisco Lindor, and Carlos Correa, Houston Astros. Roberto Clemente tops the list with career achievements, 3,000 hits, .317 batting average, 240 HR, 2 World Series championships, 1966 National League MVP, 15-time All-Star, 12 Gold Gloves, 4 batting titles and inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1973. Surfing will make its Olympic debut with Hawaii's Carissa Moore stepping up to the challenge. The 4-time Surfer League champion has bested her mostly male counterparts to clinch her championship titles. She even has a day named after her. That's right, January 4th is Carissa Moore Day in Hawaii. Talk about a badass. Please like and subscribe to help us survive.